Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are talking about how to win the arguments.
Welcome to the Shift Happens podcast about navigating the lighter side of life's challenges.
I'm Robin McIntire, certified life and transitions coach.
And I'm Monique Eckes, the question asker, here in your place asking questions to Robin.
Kind of like, what did that title? Was
I know,
out of character, right?
Maybe it will look like clickbaity. How to win the argument with
yourself.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, we went through all kinds of little titles and nothing fit, so we thought you'd open it, and here you are. Thanks for trusting us.
Oh, okay, that aside though.
Yes.
This is actually a really cool, really key thing to learn. I love this.
I
And
do too.
once you hear this podcast, you won't be able to unhear it, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
I can't unhear this now
Yes.
that we've talked about this.
I love it.
Tell us a little bit more about how to win the argument with ourselves.
So winning the argument with yourself is about how we argue for limitations. Someone tries to help us or we seek out help about a problem, and we have an excuse, and it comes in two phrases specifically usually when we're defending our reasons why. So we tell people all the reasons why we can't have the thing or do the thing.
Or be the thing.
Just
anything.
Yep.
Well, if it's a specific goal, if it's how we want to be in our life, it's something in our business.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I hear these two phrases a lot. And so should we tell them the phrases?
Yeah. Any
Okay.
guesses? Any guesses? Okay. That they might have guessed.
Okay, you might have
We'll
guessed,
never know.
but let's find out.
Okay. First one. Yeah, but you say to me, I thought you were going to go to the gym.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I need to wait on my paycheck because I didn't get my new tennis shoes and my Fitbit yet. So I'm definitely limiting getting started for something that doesn't really matter.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I have limitations I'm putting on myself from starting.
Uh-huh.
And that might seem like a small example. There's lots more. What do you got? What's the other phrase?
Oh. I know, but... Oh my gosh. What comes up for me is a lot of business ones. I know, but I don't think my clients would react to that very well.
That's so good.
Yeah, but I don't think my clients would pay for that.
Yes.
Oof.
I mean, how limiting right there. Why would you
Very.
even try?
Yeah.
You're putting limits on it.
And I have to be careful. I don't think about that for myself too. You know, as I'm working for a business coach, she'll push back a little bit and I'll say, yeah, but I don't, or I know, but
It's
like
such a great way to catch your defenses, your excuses or
so
justifications.
And it's us, like, I think it's almost like a hyper individualistic thing. I mean, that applies to everyone else, but for me,
Yeah, mine's special.
doesn't,
My
right.
reasons
it's
are
special.
harder than yours.
Oh my gosh. How about, I know, but it's never worked before.
Oh, that's huge. That's and one of the blocks. We're going to go. One of the four blocks that we have as humans is assumptions.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it was always like this, and it's always going to be like this.
I think that one is so big.
It is.
Right? Especially if you've got a lot of years of experience in something. Yeah, but that's never, I know, but it's never worked. I tried it once.
Oh, I've tried everything, but
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I've tried everything. Oh, I've definitely said
yes.
that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. How about the one where moms, you're asking, so why haven't you gone for that massage? Oh, well, because I'm so busy taking care of my family, but that's just there's no time for me, but that's just what moms do.
Oh.
Totally shuts it down.
Uh-huh. There's no time for me. Yeah, but that's what moms do.
Yeah. So there's nowhere to go with it. It's just I'm doing that because that's what moms do, and oh well, for me.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of these yeah buts and I know buts is like looking back at things, or it's a lot of tied to, yeah, but I don't have the time or the money, those kinds of things. But there's creative ways to get around that.
Yeah, we do want to say too, it's not that there's never an exception.
Oh, sure.
Or some of these things don't apply for real. And you might be in a season of your life where you have got so many obligations that what your yeah but might be very true.
Valid.
Yeah,
right?
we're talking in general.
Yes.
If you find yourself explaining and justifying often, with people. Mine was this. So I would go to I had a year-long class with Chalice, and we had accountability groups, and I was rebranding at the time, and I had more people say, just hire your website done.
Oh.
It was all about the techie stuff that I was allowing to just completely stop me and feel overwhelmed with. And yes, money was tight. That's a true statement. But I really felt defensive because I'm like, well, easy for you to say. Do you know how expensive it is to get somebody to do your website? And I didn't say it like that, but I felt it a lot. And then there came a time where I was tired of defending it. And then I had to get creative. How can you make this work?
Okay.
If your website's really one of the things that you need done that's holding you back, how can you get it done?
And the phrase arguing for our limitations, and that's how we came up with the title, that, when you realize you're doing that to yourself, I mean, I can instantly get me out of it.
Right. When it's the bell goes off, you go, whoa, 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 what, no.
Right? I don't want to argue for my limitations. I want to, be in curiosity and my possibilities.
Yes.
Like, I'd rather argue for those.
Yeah, and you are really good at that. You are very good at that. You're very creative in the first place. But yeah, it takes your power away. When we do that, it is one of the biggest things that happen is we lose our power.
Gotcha.
Because we buy into whatever's coming out of our mouth, and if we're in the habit of that, well, I know, but,
especially if you find yourself saying that every single time.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about with your website.
Yeah.
Every time someone would suggest that, but.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I felt really defensive because I'm like, they just don't understand. And I didn't feel like I was proud.
Defensive, yeah.
I didn't really want to go into it that, hey, you know how much money that costs? And right now that's a lot. And so I was a little bit embarrassed as well. But it also, I just had an aha when I was thinking, why am I so defensive? Part of the reason I was so defensive is because it had been a goal for way too long. And I was allowing it to keep me stuck.
Okay.
So, and I know that in several different stages of my business where I felt that way. And that's why these one-liners for me, are you the CEO or not? Are you going to do this or not? I mean, it just shuts all that crap down.
Right.
If you ask yourself, you said you wanted to lose 15 pounds. Are you going to do it or not? You don't sit there and go, well, yeah, but.
I
mean, so we want to get to the place.
Yeah.
That is, you catch those really quickly. Don't judge.
Oh my gosh.
That's the part.
Okay.
Normalize. We all do this.
That's why I need Robin to remind me it's normal.
I need me to remind me all the time too. So you're looking for it. You want to catch it, but we don't want to judge it. We just want to help it. We want it to help us change what isn't working.
So I will tell my example. So I have been wanting to do some more hiking this year, and I've done some, but I have a big hike that I'm going to do
This is great.
very soon with my daughter when I'm on vacation. And it's quite an incline. And so the last week we've been up into Rocky Mountain National Park a couple of times, and I was trying to notice what it was like. What was the deal? Why was I saying, yeah, but I don't know if I can do it? The yeah buts.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm not sure if I can do it. And so I was paying attention. I was walking up a rocky path. It was very small. I did a small experiment.
Perfect.
I did a small experiment.
Small experiments are great.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as I'm walking up, I'm trying to notice, is it something about my body? Am I feeling unbalanced? Is it my shoes? Are they tight enough? I'm even wearing hiking
Way
shoes
to
for
check
this.
in with all those things.
Okay, thanks.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Is it
huge awareness.
elevation? Because it's pretty high elevation out there. Had I not drank enough water? Did I not prep enough? All of the things that were in that environment that I had anything over. What could I do, especially knowing I'm doing this hike?
I love it.
I'm doing it.
You have been ready.
Yeah. How can I set myself up and not go at the last second, yeah, but I feel like I'm going to be off balance and I might fall.
Yeah, but I'm not sure my shoes are right.
Yeah, but right.
Yeah.
Yeah, full disclosure, I did buy new shoes.
But again, you're taking this serious. You didn't want to, and we talked about it. You were like, I'm not sure my shoes are right.
Yes.
And you took care of that, so you didn't have that excuse.
Yeah, well, and I asked Robin, I said, is there anything I can do between now and next week to keep my balance better? Some exercise type things. So we worked on that, and I realized I could be missing out on that and arguing for my limitations, or I can just go have fun, right? And I catch myself all the time now, especially the more I hear it out in the world too, like, oh, right, yeah, buts.
Oh yeah, you'll get to be a really good language police when you start doing this. You'll start picking up on other people's limited, their limiting when they argue for their limitations, you'll start seeing this stuff, and it brings it home.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have some things like Robin wants to know from you listeners.
Yes.
If you're listening and watching the podcast, where is this landing for you?
Yeah, if you were sitting with us right now, would these be the phrases that you find yourself using, or do you have other phrases that you would say fit into arguing for your limitations? What phrases do you use, or how do you, when someone says something to you and it has to do with something that they thought you maybe already had completed, or they see you over here at the buffet when you said you're going to usually eat over here at this part of the buffet, if somebody comes up and says, hey, I thought you were doing this. What comes out of your mouth when you are limiting or arguing for your limitations?
Ooh.
I'd be really curious about that.
Yeah, kind of like, what's your story?
Yep, what's your story? And then the other thing about all of our stories, that's when we argue for our limitations. It's something we believe. It's something we've been buying into, whether it's true or not. What is the benefit of staying there?
Okay.
AKA stuck.
Uh-huh.
That's what we need to find out, because you're doing it for some reason.
Okay.
Whether that be I'm more comfortable. I say I want to change, but I really don't want to change. There can be loads of reasons why we stay there, but you got to search for those.
That actually reminds me of, I think, a story we've told on the podcast before about a webinar I took from you nearly a year ago.
Oh.
And I had wanted to go on more walks with my husband and the dog, and I was just getting into this habit of just, oh no, it's jammy time. I'm going to sit, I'm going to talk to my sister, I'm going to have some tea and watch some TV. Okay, so what's my benefit there? Yeah. Right? I was benefiting like, oh, okay, I'm sitting. But then I was like, oh, I'm missing out on this time with my husband and dog.
Yeah.
But I wasn't aware of that's what I was doing, right?
And you were, just the way you said, my sister and my jammies.
Oh,
and
yeah, but
that reminds me when I was drinking wine, but it's so good, and we'll sit on the patio, and it's girl time. So that is why you go that direction, because you're thinking of all the positive associations with not doing it, or in my case with the wine, doing it.
Yeah. I mean, we can come up with more examples all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew we would as we started talking about this, the yeah, buts, and I know buts, all those arguments.
Yeah. My family, we just have a slow metabolism. I can't lose weight because, but my family has a slow metabolism. I mean, with that belief, you're stuck.
And this kind of reminds me of the other podcast. I don't know which one it was in, when we were saying, oh, this has been on my goal list for so long. And when you realize, like you were saying with your website, it's been on the goal list for a long time, and I justify it with a story. Yeah, but, and I know, but.
It gets old.
Oh my gosh.
It does.
I get tired of myself.
Well, it kind of reminds me, I think it's Tony Robbins that talks about something where, you have to be so, he uses the word disgusted, and that's helped me a lot in the past when I had things, my bulimia and other things where I was disgusted. Sometimes that's what it takes for you to go, okay, I am so tired of making excuses or doing this habit or not doing what I say I'm going to do, that sometimes that can put a good fire under your butt.
Okay.
So, but it's noticing, gosh, I'm defending this all the time.
Yeah.
It's getting old. So, I mean, either decide it doesn't need defending and you're not going to change anything and then you don't have to defend it, or if the real niggle is about, I should be changing this and I'm not, and I'm tired of telling people why I can't do it, that's what can be hard.
It's almost like a tap, isn't it?
It is a tap.
Like, hey, you said you wanted to.
Yeah.
Hey, what is that? And I teach other photographers too. And when they come to me with the same thing over and over and over, this story, yeah, but I can't, yeah, but I can't, yeah, but, and usually it's something they can do something about.
Yeah.
You got to get creative. Like me with my hiking, I had a small experiment. Oh, okay, maybe I needed shoes. Maybe I need to drink water. It's not this huge thing. Yeah, but I've never gone hiking before.
Yeah.
Like, that's not,
Yeah, think of the but.
I could work around that.
Right, and that's why the creativity is it's so key, because really the but's like, close the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I hear you, but no.
Totally closes the door.
Yeah,
exactly.
it totally does.
Oh my gosh.
And the I know but, what's funny about I know but, it's like, well, if you know.
Oh my gosh.
If you know.
Yes.
Then what?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have to catch myself with that and my students.
Oh, myself too.
If you know.
Yeah, if you know. Know better, do better.
Yes, I love that phrase. So this, I know it kind of sounds harsh, but I think it's just an eye-opener. For me, I'm just excited about this knowledge of this language that we use, and I can just catch myself so much. And I think it could really, noticing these things could fast track you just right past these stuck points.
Absolutely. Because when you notice it, again, I always bring it back to self-awareness, but the more conscious we are, the more choice we have. Mm-hmm. And that is the choice of, oh, am I tired of this? Or do I want to keep saying this to people? Mm-hmm. Do I want to keep arguing for my limitations?
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned this in another email or in our other podcast, that I had just sent out a really bold email to my list. Oh. And it's about, if you've had the same goal on your list for a long time, and you're not making progress. Now, if you're moving the needle, there's no reason to be, judgy of yourself. I don't want you to be judgy anyway, but the quickest way to find out if it's really a goal is ask yourself, am I going to do this or not? Mm-hmm. And no buts. Mm-hmm. And no, I don't know hows. The first question that you have to answer is, am I or aren't I? Mm-hmm. Because if your answer is, damn right, yes, then you're going to figure out how.
That's true.
So whether you need help or who it is that's going to help you, you'll figure it out. But none of this matters if you don't make your mind up that you're going to change it.
Good point. Good point. And some of that
sound bold?
I think so, but maybe we haven't noticed. Maybe, then that's why we're telling you here on the podcast. Maybe you haven't noticed that is the thing. Yeah. That's it. Those 3 little words.
It is.
I know, but.
Yes. Watch for your butts.
Maybe we should have titled it that. Watch for your butt. Watch your butt.
Watch your butt.
No, maybe not. Okay, we have a couple more things to tell you, but we have to pause here for our sponsor break. Robin's our amazing sponsor.
Yeah, I want to bring you back to a freebie download that I have, and it is listed for unwanted habits, but why I want to bring it in here is because it can help you look at your buts, even though that's not what they're called in this framework. It can help you look at the buts and your no's, and and I think anytime we understand why we do what we do or why we don't do what we say we want to do, it just helps us with acceptance. Okay. So once you accept where you are and what's going on, then you can choose, again, am I tired enough of it to change it? So if all these buts are coming up for you, there's a place in this framework where you get to say, oh, here's my positive association. So what are my benefits of hanging on to it that I said a few minutes ago? So there's a place to put those. And then there's another place to say, ooh, how do I want to change it? So it is also a worksheet that you can just play through all your habits or all the things that come up for you. And it just shows you in black and white how your brain works, and it gives you choice.
Yeah. I've worked through this, and that was from the webinar.
Yeah, that was the webinar where Monique said, I think I want to work with you because it made an impact. You figured some stuff out.
Yeah, and language is a whole thing that I wanted to learn more about. Yeah. So yes, very powerful freebie. Thank you, sponsor.
Yep, it's in the show notes.
Yeah.
Along with some other freebies.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. So famous one-liners. What do we got?
Here's what I tell you. For your best life, watch your language.
Wow. That could apply in so many ways.
Right?
You're right, though.
Yeah, what comes out of our mouth is going to create our behaviors and our results. Or self-fulfilling prophecy. Yes.
Even things we're saying to ourselves.
Yes.
We listen to ourselves the most out of everybody.
Yep, so true.
Yeah.
So even if those buts are in your head and you're not defending you to other people, those things are what keep you from changing.
Yeah. Okay. How about an action item? If you want to send people away from this podcast with something they can do today.
So I want you to have fun. We always gamify where we can. Have fun watching for things that come out of your mouth. So these 2 phrases, but, or I know, but, watch for those or anything similar and catch them. And when you catch them, You want to find a creative way, say, oh, okay, I just heard myself shutting me down. I just was arguing for my limitations. How can I flip that and find some new possibilities where those are not true?
Yeah.
Just
okay.
tiny bit.
Right? Okay. Yay. I want to end the podcast, but
I really don't want to.
I know we need to. But anyways, thanks for listening and watching. And remember, shift happens.
Shift happens.
But
And we want it good shift to happen.
good
not just shift.
That's true. All kinds of shifting.
So we want to shift you out of the stuff that feels like shift happens. We want it to be shift happens.
Oh, yes. But Robin's here for you. And the best place to reach you is?
Best place to find me is my website, spelled ROBINMCINTIRE.com. And you'll also find the podcast links there.
Yeah. And so all of that can be reached through the show notes on your podcast and through YouTube, but that is the best place.
Yep. And we would so be grateful for suggestions, for topics. We'd love to know how you're doing. We'd love to know if you take the action or not, how it turns out.
Yeah.
And please like and share, help us grow.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Take care.
High five.
High five. Ciao.